politically offensive mug. Oh, well. What's up, Stu? Had a little technical difficulty this morning.
Yeah, it happens. I had one yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mine was
But you know
audio
what?
related.
I don't even remember what happened now. It happens so often that, you just got to roll with it.
Well,
Just,
I just start clicking crap and see if I can make it work.
you know what I do? The magic on-off button.
Yeah, I did the restart.
Yeah. And sometimes that takes a little delay. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's new in Stu land?
You know what, Jim? I am focusing on offers.
Okay.
Yes. I am going through all of my old articles I've written,
Mm-hmm.
um, books that I've putting up with the sales page, and just making sure the offers are squared away. So
The
that's
offers
kind
are
of
the offers on the sales page?
everything.
Okay.
That, like, I make sure, like, sometimes I write an article, I don't even have an offer in it. Like, even
You mean a call to action?
call to action, yes. Offer,
Mm.
call to action, yes.
Mm.
In fact, maybe you can explain the difference between the call to action and an offer.
Well, Stu, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, let's do it.
Boom. Look at that. So an offer equals the thing that you're selling. Okay. A call to action is sometimes an invitation for somebody to go check out the offer. And you know what?
I think that's where I was confusing the two, because I've used call to action to say sign up for this newsletter, but
Right.
yeah.
And so call to action, I was just going to say, can also be to sign up for a newsletter, to sign up for something, which can also be an offer. So offers are not just spending money, okay? Can also be offer for them to opt in for something. But typically, this will date me.
Hmm.
Um, an offer can also be for them to jump on a phone call.
Sure.
So your offer is the thing that you want them to buy, try, click on, sign up, do some action that's ultimately going to make you money, get you a lead, or build a stronger relationship. The call to action is usually attached to a video, an article, some kind of a post.
Yep. Follow me.
There's a
Yep.
right. There's a call to action at the end of that then leads them to the offer. So it's like breadcrumbs. And the important thing here is to have all of this be very congruent and logical and emotionally compelling for whom?
Are
Starts
you
with an A.
asking me a question?
Yeah, it starts with an A.
Your avatar.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
So your avatar is right in the middle of this. So it's always a smart idea to go back and look at, or going forward looking at, what is the call to action with this particular content, and does it create a logical progression from that content through the call to action over to the offer. And oh crap, what did I just do?
We lost some video, but I can
r-
still hear you.
yeah, I ran over something. This is the
There we
problem
go.
with having switches on the floors and other stuff like that.
Well,
And
that
put
is a cool setup, Jim. I like the whiteboard
yeah,
setup. It looks really good.
and let me ask those of you viewing at home, what do you think of the board being white instead of being the dark green blackboard setting? Because I'm in a different office now, the lighting's different. I can do things differently. You guys tell me, what do you like better, the whiteboard, the blackboard, or it just depends?
Yeah, I really don't have a preference, to be honest with you, Jim. I think that looks great, but
Okay.
I think the green chalkboard looks great.
Okay.
I think they both look really good. I like the white on black.
Okay.
Works well too.
Well, we'll just keep mixing it up. So does that answer?
Yeah, I think. Well, anyway, that's what I'm doing. I am just working on, just making sure I have a closing argument on every page on why people should like it, follow it, buy something. So that's what I'm focusing on, because I realized I have done that many times in articles, and it could be the offer or call could be a little more specific than just say check out Stu Smith Fitness. You know what I mean? So
Well, and that what you're really trying to do is create that slippery slope, create that trail of breadcrumbs that it just keeps leading them closer to what they want.
yes,
And if you do it the right way, they don't have to think. Because when you make people think, you start losing people, not because they're dumb, but because they are busy, they're distracted. And so you got to keep that theme of rolling them down the trail. So, for example, if you wrote an article about how to, I'm not saying you would, but like how to apply to the FBI Academy, you wouldn't end that article with a call to action to just go to Stu Smith Fitness.
right.
What would be the call to action?
I would send them directly to my FBI training program.
Right.
Yeah.
And then from there, you would, if
More.
you're totally serious about this, if you really want some one-on-one help, then check out the PT Club, where I can design a specific workout to help you do what?
Achieve your dreams, or
Pass,
reach your
but
goals, pass the PT test. Yeah.
for the
FBI Academy.
right.
Yeah.
That's the theme that needs to be there the whole way through.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think that deserves, like, on all of my book sales pages, that little paragraph that you just stated could be a standard copy on every one of my book pages. Not into a generic training plan. Let's try a more personalized version.
Right.
You might be onto something, Jim, with this sales copy stuff.
At some point, I think this copy might work out. I'm
Hey,
not.
so we kind of digress a little bit from my original plan.
Oh, that's
So
okay. That's
what I
never
want
happened
what I
before.
want to talk about on the Jim and Stu show real quick, we got a few more minutes,
Okay.
is I went looking around for ideas to discuss on a sales copywriting and content marketing type podcast. And those were kind of the buzzwords that I went looking around in. And while I was doing it, I found that we have been judged by our peers in
We are peerless.
in such a way that we have scored top 20, top 10 on one podcast ranking, and top 12 on another. So we were 7th on one from Blog FeedSpot copywriting podcasts, and then we were another one, the ATZ Technology podcast copywriting ranking. We were number 12 on. So that was something. That's not nothing.
That's okay, but it kind of pisses me off. Why aren't we number one? So that tells me we need to come up with our own ranking and put ourselves number one, and then just have an asterisk to where where it came from. I'm just playing.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm not even trying. You know what I mean? We're not even trying to be top 10 podcasts. It hasn't even been a consideration for you and I to have on these discussions and pre-show discussions about, hey, let's try to get the top 10 this week.
That is true. That has never been on our radar.
Never been on our radar. But the fact that we have found two, and that's just after 10 minutes of searching. I found two of them. And so, anyway, what I wanted to do with that is, how do you think, when you do find these rankings, and I have found similar rankings on military blog posts, um, how do you find, how can you use those to help let people know, hey, you got a ranked podcast, you got a ranked blog? Um, people are listening to you because this is what you do. What are some good ways to share that information with folks?
Well, I mean, let people know, toot your own horn. I mean, I think that's something that none we've all kind of been trained not to do.
Yes,
And I remember when you were in the top 10 or the top 2, or you had like 2 of the top 3 spots for
I did. In fact,
military blog or
I
something
let
or other.
everybody know that, Jim. I let everybody. Every email that
Right.
I send, underneath my name after answering an email, there is a link that says voted top 10 military fitness blog, number 1 and number 3.
Right.
Everything right under my name. So it is synonymous with my name signature, um, on every email that I send now.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
and I
smart.
posted it on social media. We retweeted it, reposted it. Yeah, I've done that quite often. So,
Well, I think, it's interesting. There are ways to do it. And I'm trying to think of one time when I had somebody did a big review of one of my products, and I was blown away by the really cool review that they did. And so I didn't have a lot of time. And so I just slapped it into an email, and the subject line was, this is really cool and totally unexpected. And then I put this, and then this blew me away. I was really excited to share this with you. And I just copy and pasted the review right into the product. I mean, into the email, sent it out to my list, and made $10,000 worth of sales.
damn.
Um, that was for like a $297 product. And people had been hearing about this product for like 2 years. I mean, it wasn't like it was
Nice.
something new.
Right.
So I think sometimes the less tooting you do, and just it's kind of like they say, let the results speak for themselves. You don't have to tell everybody you're a stud if your PT score is 100, 130 in 10 minutes.
Right.
Um, you can kind of let the results speak for themselves, but you do need to put them out there.
Yeah.
So
No, I
putting
think
that
that's
in
good.
your email
I,
signature is smart.
yeah, I mean, I do it that way. I usually have a testimonial post of some sort, and these kind of, these rankings kind of fit into that zone. Um, and reposting those. I always repost testimonials. I mean, I think those are great ways to show your product works without tooting your own horn, so to speak.
And you're really good at being consistent with that on social media. I think we could be better at that. But yeah, and then you have a certain day of the week day of the month that you do those, right? When the eagle
First and
poops.
first first and the 15th.
Okay. And why do you do that?
That's just typical payday.
Okay. People have money they want to spend, they might as well spend it with Stu Smith.
That's right. Yeah. I jest at that, but I will do a testimonial any day, but I make sure I put them out on those days because um, they do work.
Very
So
cool.
consider that, folks.
Yeah, well, and I think also, what do you think about applying for awards, or, going after awards and things like that, putting yourself in for those kind of things? I mean, I know it kind of
I have
goes.
never done that. It's kind
Okay.
of like buying that Who's Who
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
You pay $50, you get to put your name in this book, and you're among the who's who of suckers that put their name in this book.
Yeah, but what is your opinion of telling people when you have a #1 best-selling book or being a #1 best-selling author? I noticed you jumped on that bandwagon
Oh,
pretty quick when we got that for you.
I did. Absolutely. It's important.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think's the difference between a legit award or accolade and a BS one?
Whew. That's a tough one. I mean, I guess the easy answer is if you have to pay for the award, it's not an award.
Okay. So that's kind of like getting a PhD from the strip mall. It's not a real academic achievement.
Or online, yeah.
Okay.
Online PhD, probably not. Well,
I'm not gonna rip on that.
I'm not knocking that either. It's the pay $50 and we'll mail you the PhD certificate
Yeah.
without any work.
And
That's what
the
I'm
vast
talking about. Yeah,
and the
my
vast
daughter's getting a master's online, so and she's busting her ass.
and the vast majority of your credits come from life experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. So, but anyway, let's piss some more people off.
Yeah, no, this is I think I like where we've gone so far. Let's I am ready for the podcast, however, because I wanted to do something a little different with how we typically teach sales copy.
Okay.
So that's my plug.
Okay.
That's my commercial for the podcast.
Is this
184, podcast 184. We're
okay?
gonna do the 1, 2, 3s of copywriting.
All right. Well, then to save my voice, I'm going to let you do the intro. So
Okay.
I'll do the countdown, but you do the intro because we have to do a training after this one too, and I need to husband my resources.
Okay.
So 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody, this is Stu Smith and Jim Edwards. We are doing podcast 184 of the Sales Copywriting and Content Marketing Hacks podcast. And today we are talking strictly about copywriting. And what I mean by that is the 1, 2, 3s of copywriting. These are, we can call them secrets, we could call them rules, but they're different from the way Jim normally teaches it with the hook, story, offer option. Or the other three. What's the other three, Jim? Problem, agitate, solve. Right?
Yes.
Those are typical one-liners that we have used through the years to explain what good copywriting needs. But I wanted to go at a different avenue.
Okay.
And because I like those, of course, those are all smart, but there's some underlying 1, 2, 3s that I think we need to know.
Okay. Well, I'm intrigued to Stu. Normally we talk about hook, story, offer, or problem, agitate, solve, or great big promise, or feature, benefit, meaning. It's interesting how they come in threes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but they do.
Well, I wanted to add in another 1, 2, 3 because we don't have enough.
Okay.
Right? So let's start off with this one. Number 1 for rule for sales copy is, you ready?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm ready.
Know your avatar.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. I agree with that. Are we discussing this now? Is this
Number
what we're going
1,
to talk about? Okay.
let's discuss. We'll write it on the board even.
All right.
Number 1, know your avatar.
I will use my cool new thingy to have it zoom in. Boom. Look at that. So, you want me to take the whole screen so people can see?
Ooh, even better.
Okay. So, know your avatar. Okay.
What's that mean?
In a nutshell, instead of doing like a 8-hour class,
Right.
is that what you want? Okay. All right. Okay. So know who they are as far as their identity. Who do they think they are? All right. I'm a e-commerce person. I'm a online marketer. I'm an author. I'm a mom. I'm a dad. I'm a grandpa. What is the identity in the area that you are communicating with them? Who do they want to be? Who do they aspire to be. So if we use the example of, a dad might want to be a strong protector, or a realtor might want to be a top producer. So the first steps: know who they are, who they think they are now, and who they want to be after they go through some sort of magical process. Next, you want to know their desires, immediate and long term. You also want to know the pains they're dealing with, the roadblocks that are holding them back, and other hot buttons that are going to allow you to connect with them emotionally in your sales copy. What makes them super excited? What makes them feel love? What makes them really, really scared and keeps them up at night? What makes them really, 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 really mad that you can help them fix? But see, there's an old saying in sales copy of people buy on emotion and justify on logic. Well, if you can't connect with people emotionally, nobody's going to buy from you. So knowing your avatar means knowing who they are so you can talk to them, and knowing what the things are that are going on inside their head so that you can connect with them. This lets you use the language they use. This lets you connect with them emotionally. And until you do that, you are not going to have the level of sales that you want to have.
Perfect.
So
Do you want to move on to number 2?
sure. So I covered number 1 satisfactorily.
No, that's perfect. That's exactly what I needed you to do.
Okay.
And maybe
Sure.
we can talk about some avatar wizards or genies, at the end of this one.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
That are out there to help people. Okay, number 2 is enhance your credibility, aka get your avatar to trust, / need your just need you. Yeah.
Okay. So
enhance your cred.
Okay. Your avatar needs you. So the avatar doesn't really need you. The avatar sees you. Here's them. All right. Here's what they want. In the middle, there's this gorge. And there's something that's keeping them from being able to get what it is that they want. Your job is to build a bridge across. And you build that bridge with a combination of understanding and then also your product or your service, whatever it is you're selling. And then there's a certain level of credibility that goes into that as well. So the understanding part is the empathy, understanding what their problems are and being able to talk about it in a way that makes them realize, hey, you know what? This dude, this dudette, this man, this lady, this whatever your pronoun or whatever is, they understand me. So now, okay, they understand me, they understand my problem, they understand the issues that I'm dealing with. Who are they to actually offer this to me? If I'm a low producing real estate agent, I want to be a top producing real estate agent. And the person that's saying, hey, I understand where you're coming from, but by the way, I was a top producing car salesman, or I'm good at selling software. Well, all of a sudden there's no real credibility. You might understand my problem, but there's no real credibility for you to help me. So there has to be part of that bridge is the credibility of you're the person who knows what I'm doing. Now, it might be you weren't a real estate agent, but you were a top producing investor. You were an investor who's super successful, and it might be, hey, I'm not going to show you how to do more sales and other stuff in the traditional sense, but I can show you how you can take an investor approach to your retail real estate business and make more money than you ever thought you could make while making commissions on your own sales. Oh crap. Okay, now you got my attention. And then the final element there is the product or service that you're offering to help them get what they want. So in the real estate agent example, the most obvious thing would be, hey, I started out as a crappy real estate agent, learned, discovered a bunch of stuff, developed my own system, went from making $30,000 a year to making $500,000 a year consistently. And I'll show you exactly what I did. I'll give you, you know, I'll give you all my swipe files. I'll give you all my letters. I'll give you all my farming stuff. I'll give you all my bop, 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 bop. And then we just kind of, went from story to the epiphany story. And I just naturally started bridging over into the actual product. But when you're enhancing your credibility comes down to your story and the results that you've gotten for yourself and other people. Why the avatar needs you, because you understand them, your story jives with their story, and you've got something that's going to help them get what they want.
Perfect.
Give me a hard one, Stu.
Yeah, great way to put, I guess, explain credibility a little more, because credibility can also mean like know your audience, but understanding the journey of your audience,
Sure.
of your avatar, so that can aid in credibility.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
if your story is their story, then that's even better.
100%. 100%. All right, you ready for number 3?
Sure.
All right. So number 3 is, and this is a little bit of a play on problem, agitate, solve, because it
Okay.
uses the word solve in there, but it's fascinate the audience by uniquely solving their problem.
Okay.
Like so much to where somebody says, take my money.
Okay.
I don't need to see any more, just take my money.
Okay. So that's a great, and I should probably write larger. There's all kinds of stuff through my life that I have seen where people talk about, if you want to sell a lot, you got to give people everything they want, everything they need, plus a little bit more. Here, let me watch this, Stu. You ready? This will be fun. Oh, hang on. Let's see if it'll. Okay.
Oh.
So let me walk over here, and I'm going to grab something off of my desk, or from the other set, and so what I'm going to share with you is this. My buddy Dean sent me this, and it's a handbill from 1883 promoting Barnum and Bailey's Jumbo in London. And P.T. Barnum is one of the greatest showmen ever.
Absolutely.
In fact, that was the title of the movie, The Greatest Showman. P.T. Barnum was someone who took stuff that was cool and added spin and hype and fun to it. In fact, Joe Vitale wrote a great book about P.T. Barnum. I believe the title is There's a Customer Born Every Minute. Great book. I highly recommend it. But having that extra element of fun, of excitement, is super, super important. People want to buy an experience. The person that I've heard say it in a way that has resonated, though, with me the most is my buddy Armin Morin, who said your product has to have the holy crap factor. I give Armand credit for coming up with the term "holy crap" factor. If you really want to stand out, whatever it is that you're doing has to have the holy crap factor. Now, that could be in the form of the UI, user interface. That could be in the form of the result, could be in the form of the timing or speed with which you can get that result. But there's some little something that makes people go, holy crap. And the holy crap is what makes people tell their friends. This is when, the holy crap factor of, holy crap, you will not believe this. You won't believe this article. You won't believe this software. You won't believe this genie. You won't believe this camera. You won't believe this book. You won't believe this video. You won't believe it's like virality made physical. I don't know, it's how else to explain it than when you actually look at something and go, holy crap, that's really cool. Now, some people might say, holy shit, but it's a family show. So my point is that, hey, by the way, if anybody knows how to tell Windows to stop automatically adjusting my audio input value, I'd be really grateful if someone knows how to turn that off. There's just a total aside. If anybody knows how to turn that off, please let me know, because Windows keeps adjusting my freaking input up and down automatically, and there's nothing I can do about it, or that I know of right now.
Yeah.
But this is critical. So, the holy crap factor doesn't have to just be in the product, but it can be in the result. What are the testimonials that you get and that you use that make people go, holy crap, and when you show them, you get all kinds of crazy book sales? To describe one of those testimonials.
I can read one for you right now.
Okay.
Let me just, because I just posted one like yesterday or the day before, because it was what, the 15th. Man, Stu, you were not kidding. The program increased strength and crushed the PST really worked for me, with a link right there. Bodyweight bench press 185 went from 6 to 15 reps. Did not try 1RM. Squats went from 250 to 325. Deadlift from this. Swim went from 915 to 845. Boom. So push-ups stayed the same. Sit-ups, went up 15 reps, and I went from 15 pull-ups to 22 pull-ups. You delivered big time on this. Thanks. Right. So it was just a real quick email that I made a post and put it up on social media with links to the program that he was talking about, and that one does really well.
Sure.
It's just all numbers.
It's like before and after with statistics, but unlike a before and after picture, like with weight loss, which would make somebody go, holy crap, I went from to, those kind of things. Your target audience, understanding your avatar.
Yeah.
Your target audience is obsessed
with those numbers.
Those numbers.
Absolutely.
Like, those numbers hold their future in their hands. So them seeing, okay, damn, those numbers, those before numbers sound like where I am, and those after numbers are where I want to be. And this chucklehead did this thing with Stu, and his numbers went from this to this. I mean, people eat, sleep, and drink those numbers.
Oh yeah, those numbers matter.
Right. Yep. So that's the holy crap. It's like, holy crap, that dude did, and he did it in what time frame? Did he say the time frame? How long it took him?
It's a 12-week program. So he didn't say that. I could probably put that in there, but
That's okay.
Yeah.
But that's the key. That the holy crap is as much about knowing and understanding your target audience as anything else too. Because holy crap for one person's like meh for somebody else. It's like I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if that matters or not. It's like taking a genie and saying, hey, I can create an entire listicle for you using this genie that's totally targeted at at your avatar, along with not just the listicle, but also a choice of 10 different headlines and a customized call to action based on your product. And we can have that for you in less than 45 seconds. To some people, they're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And other people would be like, meh. So I think, and now we're sliding into Jim and Stu discussing, and you guys are just here. Okay. So this is something, just thinking. All right, asking a question. Okay. Based on my avatar, based on my offer. Okay. Based on what they want. What about my offer or the results I can produce would make people say, holy crap, take my money. No, I'm dead serious right now because we're putting together the offer and everything for copyandcontent.ai and all the stuff that we're doing. But then again, not just that, okay, but thinking about that from the standpoint of the offer, but what about defining that ahead of time for the demo video of each thing? In other words, and Susan, make note of this because my brain's thinking this right now. But what about even an individual genie or a wizard integrating that as part of the planning of the script or the whatever you're doing? Saying, okay, asking the question, because I've never asked that question. Honest to God, I've never asked that question while making a demo video. Maybe subconsciously it was cooking because I've done okay with my demo videos over the years.
Sure.
But if you consciously said, what about the offer, the results that I can produce right here would make people go, holy crap, and then make that the centerpiece of the of whatever copy or video. That is a thought really worth thinking about. So like if you, let's use the example of the killer headline genie. All right. So the killer headline genie will create 10 headlines at a time for you based completely on your avatar, on tons of different tones, angles, writing styles, reading levels. So literally you, by monkeying around with that different stuff, you've got about 3,000 different variables to apply then to your unique avatar variables. So holy crap, it's like having a copywriter with 1,000 years of experience
Damn.
go to work on your headlines and give you a result in 30 seconds.
I love it.
Holy crap. Now, just taking a little extra time to figure out how to identify the holy crap thing, and then a quick way to explain it for them to go, holy crap. could make a massive difference in your results just by you identifying that holy crap factor and communicating it to people. On the flip side, you also, I am learning, have to open your ears and shut your effing mouth and listen when people are telling you what the holy crap factor is. Because sometimes you think you know what it is, but other people are like, here's why it's a holy crap. So, man, my brain, I mean, I feel like I just took 3 shots of Robitussin.
So Vicky says, brilliant, the holy crap wizard.
I'm gonna write that down. I don't know how I could do that, but
Take my money, wizard.
the holy crap, take my money wizard. So that is a real worthwhile thought to think on, in my opinion.
I agree.
All right. Well, I think I've had enough time at the big board, and I'm
So
excited.
anyway, let's close this up, Jim. That was my 1, 2, 3s of copywriting.
Okay, I like them.
It's just a little different approach. I think there's so many elements to good copywriting. I mean, enough to, perhaps even write a book about it.
To fill an entire tomb.
Yes. So, to have several, 3 pieces of advice of copywriting, I think is okay.
Awesome. I agree. All right. Well, Stu, that's it for today's episode. Why don't you close us out?
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks podcast. Sorry, it trips my tongue every time, Jim.
I know it has for 180.
But I do appreciate you listening to the Jim and Stu show and the podcast number 184. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel for 185 and another exciting episode of Jim and Stu show. But in the meantime, where can you go to, Jim, to find something about content marketing?
Head on over to my blog, thejimedwardsmethod.com.
Content marketing scripts.
We're working on.
Not quite there yet.
We're working on the rebrand and the redo of the site. It'll be
it was
ready
looking
soon.
Really good the other day. I was on it and used the wizards and genies again, and actually produced something quite nicely out of
awesome.
One of your genies. And then if you're looking for fitness, you can always find me at stewsmithfitness.com and military.com fitness, where I write 3 articles a week and have done so for the last 20 years. So I literally have 1,000 plus articles out there. And in fact, if you have a question, go to the Google machine, ask it a fitness question, put my name in it, and I probably have answered that question. Give you a challenge out there. Test it out. So with that, I'm signing off for Jim.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next time. And for elite members, we will see you in about 5 or 6 minutes for the Turn Content into Traffic training. See you in a bit. Bye.